that could solve at least a crumb of this issue, at least a crumb of this problem. But we're angry. We're angry at the Democrats. We're angry at the Republicans. We're angry at the NRA. And in all of that anger, my co-host, Ethan Klein, said some stuff. I just wanted to hear your perspective on this really quickly because he said some stuff. He had a Hasan moment. Okay, he had a moment that was it was resembling Hasan, but like obviously they are looking for
something to distract.
Does anyone have the link? Republicans are desperately, as you know, found themselves in a bit of a troubled territory here because partially everything that they've advocated for.
Can I just say one thing? Because before you read it to me, I want to preemptively say that there's nothing in the world that Ethan or anyone else can say that's more important than actually solving the goddamn issue.
Thank you.
So anything that they use about what somebody said is by definition a distraction.
Yeah.
It's a squirrel that they throw out there so you go, hey, don't look at the main issue. Instead, be outraged at what somebody said about the dead kids. No, I refuse ahead of time. I don't care if he said the worst thing in the world. I'm still 1,000 times more outraged by the dead kids and the fact that scumbag Republicans encourage it and scumbag Democrats fundraise off of it and don't do a goddamn thing.
Yeah. So let's pull it. Does anyone have the actual like full link timestamped? Okay.
NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any?
So he starts talking about the NRA meeting, looking for potentially the NRA meeting. Okay, footage right here on his live stream that he was doing, which I was not a part of for the record. This is the after dark version. He wasn't doing leftovers, which we do on Thursday mornings. Okay.
Insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas. Someone should bomb that building. Okay,
don't.
I'll roll that back.
Immediately, he goes, "All right, that was ridiculous that he said that, but it's over." They clipped. That's it. They clipped it saying someone should bomb that building, and literally were like, they clipped it, they shipped it. They were like, this should lead the discourse because everything else that they were trying to misdirect away from was found out to be completely untrue. They went with good guys with a gun. The police did an incredible job. That's what Greg Abbott said.
I don't even know why they object. Don't they want arms are arms? Everything is constitutional. And in fact, but we had a back and forth with Tim Pool just on Saturday, right? And he said that everybody should be allowed to have nukes. So I'm sure that he's thrilled with what Ethan Klein said. Why not? And you have a constitutional right to use it. Like they say, hey, we have a constitutional right to use our arms against the tyranny of government. Let's translate. What that means is I'm ready to murder cops and I'm ready to murder soldiers. That's what the right wing says on a very, very regular basis. He said it for half a second and now they're catching feelings.
Yeah, no, they're like, that's messed up. Yeah, he should have. Well, my take on it was like, the same conservatives that are like, oh my God, I hate cancel culture. I hate, like, it's free speech. It's free speech. I love free speech. I'm a defender of free speech. That, like, get me canceled regularly. Literally turned around and were like, no, I actually hate free speech. And this is not constitutionally protected. This is so messed up. And, like, it is wrong. It is wrong. When you say that, when you're a NRA building. And when you're a broadcaster, when you're a professional broadcaster, especially on the left, you say some stuff like that, it's going to get clapped. You're going to get clapped. Straight up. I knew in the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 stuff that like I was going to get clapped. You know what I mean? I was in my fifis. I was very upset, justifiably, thinking about, dead babies overseas that the American imperial war machine contributes to on a daily basis that we completely normalize. And I was seeing a hypocritical mouthpiece for said imperial war machine speak out against, rolling back these war coffers. And I got frustrated. I had a heated gaming moment. He got frustrated in a similar capacity when he was thinking about the NRA, okay? And he said something bad. He said something wrong, okay? That's it.
That's interesting because I feel like we flipped. You cared less about what people said before. Now I care less. I don't care. Like, should you bomb the NRA building? Of course not. You shouldn't bomb any building. But he rolled it back within half a second. It was like he went too far. It was a joke too far.
Yeah, to be fair, I never rolled it back.
Yeah, what's that?
To be fair, I didn't really roll it back. But anyway.
But he just did it right there instantly. That is nothing but a distraction. I'm not at all interested in it. I don't care if you're offended. I don't care about any of it. once again, hashtag suck it. It's called freedom of speech. You're the ones who push it. You love violence. You love pushing violence. You're not catching feelings. You're going, ha ha. And you know what? I reject your ha ha. I don't care that you're saying ha ha. Again, I refer you to the previous hashtag.
Yeah, I mean, look, constitutional carry, baby. That's right.
Tim Pool says we should carry bombs everywhere.
Tim Pool literally said you should be able to have a nuke.
Yeah, he
like
said
under
it.
the Constitution.
He said it to me.
And so
I asked him. He said it.
Yeah, he said you should be able to have a tactical nuke. Gotta get TY. Gotta get here. We gotta do this, but for Ethan, you gotta have him on your show and be like, you need to apologize for your words.
I should.
You coward. You
the way
for
I
me.
did it with
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, remember this, guys?
So here we are. I'm living up to what I said about conservatives and progressives. We're having a conversation.
Oh.
So you said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that clip. It's so funny. Yeah.
But you know that's interesting. Like even in the couple of years that's passed, like I'm so past it. Like all of that is like fodder for mainstream media to do fake outrage and try to bring back to business as usual. I don't care about your fake outrage. I don't care about it.
Yeah, it's
at
manufactured
all.
outrage. They don't care. And here's, you want to know how they don't care? Like, if Ethan was an anti-SJW, okay, and he was talking about bombing Planned Parenthood, every single one of these Republican mouthpieces would have been like, dude, what? That's a joke, dog. Ethan is a jokester. I mean, he's like worn diapers and stuff. You really going to take that guy seriously? I mean, he's just a
100%.
jokester. Ha ha. Like, we were just having...
That's the Joe Rogan defense. He doesn't, and the Jimmy Dore defense. Everything's a joke, except you should take everything I say.
Yeah, it's
super
just a
seriously.
joke. It's just a joke, bro. Especially like this, and the difference there, for the record, that is also very interesting to think about, is that they actually are bombing Planned Parenthoods, like they were at the time, and the Republican Party defended it. Okay, they defended it. They were actually bombing Planned Parenthoods, and they were executing like doctors and stuff. Meanwhile, like that's not going to happen at the NRA, regardless. Because they don't like there is no like left-wing violence. It's not a real thing. They try to make it seem to be a real thing. They try to talk about like Antifa and whatnot. But like we know when you look at the empirical evidence, like right wing is significantly more violent than the left wing. And they will continue to be that way because they have institutional protection, because the American government is slanted towards the right, and it is deeply reactionary. Whether it be its white supremacist attitude that permeates through all of its institutions to this day, that is at its very core, at its very foundation, maintaining slavery, okay? Or whether it be the police force that routinely brutalizes marginalized communities. You know what I mean? It's just silly as hell. And they still do it. Ben Shapiro and every other Republican mouthpiece will go on their broadcasts and regularly justify that violence, regularly ask for more of that violence. It's not an accident that like there are shooters. There are like the Quebec shooter, the Quebec mosque shooter was like a Ben Shapiro super fan and was legitimately terrified by the Muslim scourge, and that's why he went and shot up a mosque. Like he was a big fan of Ben Shapiro. You think that's an accident? He was a big fan of Tucker Carlson, big fan of Ben Shapiro. Like, no, it's not an accident. These guys can get away with saying that stuff civilly because they are aligned with the structural violence of poverty. They are aligned with the systemic violence in the form of like over-policing black and brown neighborhoods. They are aligned with the brutality that the government subjects you to on a daily basis, so they can get away with being as civil as possible. They can get away with being as civil as possible while still basically saying the most horrifyingly violent stuff all the time.
And every right wing's a liar. Okay, every one of them. So the NRA, so they say, oh, well, guns make you safer. Okay, this is obvious, right? So they don't allow you to bring AR-15s when Trump is speaking. If it really made you safer, wouldn't they want more AR-15s in the room? Wouldn't they want every single person carrying an AR-15 so that Trump could be safer? So obviously they don't mean it. They're all lying. They know that the AR-15s make you less safe,
Yeah, the
not
Secret
more
Service.
safe.
Yeah, the Secret
There's
Service.
no question that they're all goddamn liars. If you said to any person who owns an AR-15, not your buddies, but I'm going to bring 10 random people to your house, good news, you're going to be super safe because they're all going to have AR-15s. They would say, no. And by the way, half of them are going to be liberals. Half of them are going to be commies or Marxists or whatever they think they are, right? And that's a funny meme.
Jake casting his 84th congressperson into the gauntlet after being convinced. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, if you're a right-winger out there, you know you're a professional liar. You don't care about anything. And you know that the guns don't make you safer. You don't welcome random people into your house and say, please bring your guns.
Yeah, unless you're like trying to have a gun orgy, but which is something that Republicans do.
Yeah, that's just their sexual proclivity, and I'm okay with that.
Anyway, yeah, that's, we're not going to kink shame. We're not actually going to kink shame. We're not going to do that. Biden sees chance of rational Republican approach on guns. Okay, we're going to talk